Thank you, Chairman. First, I want to thank you, Chairman, the Budget Office, our committee chairs, and especially our staffers who do the heavy lifting. This is not an easy year for us as a city. Things were hard coming in, getting the budget from the mayor's office, and real fiscal limits and competing costs across the city was something I've never seen to this magnitude on the council, and especially seeing a lot of our safety nets removed and our utility costs skyrocketing this year. For Ward 8, there were important wins and partial wins I want to acknowledge. We see that a healthy food access money was restored, school-based behavioral health was restored, community schools were restored, adult literacy, utility assistance protections, also our family success centers. I want to thank Councilmember Parker, also you, Chairman, for that. Not all was restored, but at least 2 was restored once it got to the council. Our gym at Douglas Rec, we put money in the budget for a recreation center to have a gym that was removed, but was also put back into this investment. So I want to thank you for that. I want to be clear. This budget year's shortfalls are critical for me and those we represent on this council because families are struggling to stay in the district. I was disappointed to see that ERAP, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, was not increased on this budget. I think last year was $8 million. This year was $7 million, so that's a decrease in $1 million. And I was there at the Department of Human Services when they opened back up. And you must know that for 2 years straight, the portal open and close without people having access to get a chance to get that assistance. So I'm disappointed to see that wasn't funded to the magnitude it needed to be. In the same year, we are putting undergirding $1.2 billion for a stadium. Well, I'm not against the stadium. It's a matter of priority with the money we do have, and which is our moral document. I'm happy to see that we've also increased the vouchers, but not to the fullest extent. I think there were noted to be 1,400 vouchers in jeopardy, including about 500 federal vouchers or people who want to lose their vouchers this year, which means more families will come back into our homeless system. So we're gonna have to rehouse them and help them stabilize all over again. And most people are not looking for a handout, but looking for a hand up from their government in which they pay taxes to. So we have much work to be done. I do know that we were advocating for Ward 8 Tech Hub. We have a couple of nonprofits that does excellent work in tech that are getting people jobs and equitable jobs with higher than living wage in the district. And it's been critical for us, not just to get average working paying jobs, but real jobs and real careers and real entrepreneurship. And so we are still going to work to do that. There are a lot of businesses. I want to say this, Chairman. I hope you're listening, Chairman. There are a lot of businesses in Ward 8 that are struggling. Ask for more time, Chairman, if I may. All right, thank you. There are more businesses
without objection
struggling to stay alive in Ward 8. I just want to note that we had a number of businesses that are struggling. I know we've done a lot of work to bring the commanders to DC. I support that, but some homegrown minority businesses have closed down, and some very important businesses have closed down in Ward 8. I'm gonna name a few. Walgreens closed down in Ward 8. Rite Aid closed down in Ward 8. I think about 11 Starbucks closed down in Washington, D.C. Citations, which is a small business, closed down in Ward 8. Good Food Market closed down in Ward 8. Uniontown closed down in Ward 8. Kitchen Savage, owner operated by a Ward 8 business owner, closed down a few months ago in Ward 8. And AEDC moved. We have a couple of other businesses on jeopardy of closing. Grounded, Sapodillo's, Sweet Tooth just closed about 8 days ago. Turning Natural and Acosta Organics in jeopardy of closing. Well, while we have done a lot to right-size this budget, I think that we can go a little further to ensuring that those who live and work, worship, and play in DC know that we value them in our city. And I think that we have not done enough, Chairman. So I did want to pause for a moment to ask a few questions, Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ward 8 has more children than anywhere in Washington, D.C., and over 40% of our children travel out of Ward 8 to get an education. I did notice that DC School Connect bus services that help working class poor parents get their children to school every day, especially in a city that has predatory ticketing and most who have lost their cars or high tickets they can't pay, get their kids to school. What are we doing to ensure that we can fix that, to ensure kids can get to school across the district?
The mayor's proposed budget, as I remember, did not have any funding in it for DC Connect. And I believe that the committee with oversight of that program has urged that it be revamped or moved. So there's not been any effort on the committee level to put the funding back in. I don't know that the program has been very well run.
Yeah, I know earlier in the conversation today, we talked about truancy and those not able to get to school, especially school on time, especially our younger kids who depend upon their parents to get them to school. This was a critical resource that I think the original budget was about $8 million. Now it's zeroed out. So I think we need to look at that and the unintended consequences it may have. A second question was about the Credible Messengers program. When we got the budget from the mayor, the budget went from 6 million to 500,000. And thank you, Chairman, you restored it to 2 million. But these are individuals that stand in the gap, mentor, advocate, and plug our highest risk youth into resources, housing, make sure they go into school. And then a lot of people not only going to lose their job, but a lot of young people going to become disconnected from people who love and they lean on the most. So I want to get your voice on this, Chairman, about where we are with the Credible Messengers program.
The committee that has oversight put $500,000 in the budget for Credible Messengers for fiscal year 27. What I presented today has 2,000. I said has 2 million. I misspoke. But 500,000. What I have in there is 2 million for FY27.
In closing, Chairman, thank you for that. It's my hope that we are able to keep working at it. We have more money right now than we ever had in DC history, but we say we're broke and we don't have it. It's not a matter of money, it's a matter of priority. I look forward to working with my colleagues to ensuring that we can have equity in this budget to make our city maximize its